Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning, and I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, my friend, a man who is purchasing a rent-a-car maybe while I speak, a man whose name will be on the rent-a-car when I possibly wreck it this weekend.
Please do.
A man who has fixed my toilet seat.
Yep.
And I have another broken toilet seat, so he may fix my
Very good. How do you go? Is it the same one?
No.
Okay.
Different one.
Good. I don't know what you kids were doing while I wasn't here. Don't want to
know. A man who's got a lot of questions about my sex life right now.
Yeah.
Zane Riley. Zane, how are you doing?
I can't get internet service here, so I'm awful.
Okay, well, I'll give you the 32.
No, I don't want
it if you want. But we'll just stop this whole podcast.
Hey, don't tease me.
Okay, I won't tease you, I won't josh you, and I won't keep our guest today, our non-wrestling fan, waiting in the wings, because he already knows the deal, even though I could probably keep him waiting in the wings, because he's a super wonderful, great gentleman. He is the co-producer of the Revolt Comedy Show, which had a successful show last night.
A lot of fun.
Also, now, currently, he is the successful co-host of the Trainwreck Comedy every Wednesday at Crown Station. Alex Spears. Alex, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Thank you for having me. This is great.
Thank you for not wearing sleeves. I feel out of place that I am only one wearing sleeves.
Last time I was here, no one had sleeves. I thought I should wear sleeves.
Now this jabron's got sleeves on.
Well, the fucking office is too fucking cold. I don't know why. I hate the fucking summer because I freeze my fucking ass off.
Dude, my AC in my house went out yesterday, so this is just kind of what I've been rocking.
Oh, good, because it's on.
So you feel at home here?
Like I'm like, oh god, there's a fan.
Sweltering. Manning cave.
This is nice to me.
When my girlfriend was in town, it was kind of a concern. Like, is she gonna be able to deal with what I got going on, heat and temperature-wise? I took it down to 76 because I am a courteous human being, and she even said that was too cold. So
dude,
she's a keeper.
From Australia.
Yeah, she's from Australia.
It is 68 degrees in my apartment right now.
Yeah.
68.
That's where I keep it.
Fuck you.
Because that's where we live. I want the tundra.
I have been bumping up the temperature at the office to 74 and sneaking up to 75 when people aren't looking, and then as soon as I turn my back, it's back down to 70. I go, what the fuck are you people doing?
You're gonna have to get one of those guards that you can put on it with the key.
Yeah.
So your dad would have, so you couldn't fuck with it.
But see, I'd have to contact you to do it.
I understand. You're right. Just let me know how many toilet seats you need at the office also, and I'll just knock it all out.
I'm a big leaner. And
I don't know what people do when they shit.
This one's too squeaky.
Yeah, and I put a lot of bleach. I clean my toilet seats down well, and then that kind of corrodes everything. It's a whole process.
It's a thing.
It's a whole process, much like we have this whole process here. One thing that we do when we have a non-wrestling fan on, for the first time, we always ask about their experiences, and we ask you about your experiences and your exposure to professional wrestling. But when we have returning non-wrestling fans, I always want to ask and want to know if doing the podcast last time, Alex, inspired you to watch any professional wrestling in the meantime until today.
So I will say that it inspired me to appreciate, I guess, the art of it, and kind of more of how it's theater.
Before you were just a dude, bro. I'm like, this fucking shit's.
Who's that? Sting? Sorry. Yeah. Have I watched more? No. No.
I tell you all this to tell you this.
Nobody
not
has.
at all.
Nobody has. And I fucking love that we have not made any wrestling fans because of this podcast.
We've not changed the world.
We have not.
What is the opposite of batting 1,000?
Well, we're not watching quality fucking shows here. So let's be honest. So we're doing a poor job of changing the world.
Wait, you mean tell me this wasn't supposed to be a great pay-per-view?
I think it was supposed to be.
And it happened for one match.
For three, we'll debate. We'll get into that.
We're good.
I'm gonna have a dark horse where you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh no, we might be on the same.
Okay,
we may be on the same page.
All right.
But speaking of pages, especially reviews and everything, I don't know. That was a rough.
It was a segment.
I tried.
You've done worse.
I've done way worse on this podcast. I'm all the way open today.
Yeah.
But
Apple brains.
I have. I've been on point as far as Apple brains.
Well, never mind.
Apple brains.
The Apple brains stopped working.
No. You don't understand. Apple brains, like that.
Level up.
It's a level up.
Okay.
Because made out of pure
Beta, alpha, apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Made out of pure apple seeds. You know, they're the nootropic. I don't know if you know this or not.
I did not, and now I do.
Yeah, well, you know that, but also should let you know that people have been killing it on reviews recently.
Still?
Hey.
We really, when we put it as
run out T-shirts.
No, we're not. I double checked. I over-purchased T-shirts to begin with. Not as bad as what I did for the Great Outdoors T-shirts, but still equally as ridiculous. So
There's still a chance for a comeback.
Maybe we'll see.
Grizzly was just on Ring of Honor the other night.
Yeah, he's usually on a lot of things eventually, and then he goes away. But no, we will not stop this whole gimmick, brother, that we do, where if you leave a review on iTunes and Stitcher and you DM me your mailing address and your shirt size, I will mail you out a free t-shirt. So if you love this podcast, I encourage you to leave a review, and as a thank you, we will mail you out a free t-shirt, no cost to you whatsoever, other than just a little bit of time that you do when you post a review on iTunes and Stitcher. Right now on Stitcher, we had the reigning champion, Bin Bird, who took her 2-week victory lap about a few days ago. She has been dethroned by Bobby T of At This Toy Life. I've actually done his podcast before. He's in the Northeast area. He sees me at Northeast Wrestling Show. Super cool dude. He digs all the Hulk Hogan rants that I make on the show. So
wait, is it this show or are we talking about Tin Bell Pod?
He really liked the Suburban Commando. He thought that was a great episode. It is a great episode. So check that one out for sure.
It's some of our best work.
That show alone inspired him to write a review. So Bobby T, you were sitting at the top of the poll, and check out At This Toy Life for him. Now on iTunes.
Actually, make sure you go and sign that petition to get Urban Commando made.
Yes, please do that. That is available on a different site, but not Stitcher. Stitcher, you are at the top, Bobby T. Now on iTunes, we had some discrepancies, and I put out the call for people to write new reviews because I didn't want to pronounce this person's name, the screen name, because it was Ozamatez Buckshank. Mr. Buckshank.
Well, who are you to assume?
Got up with me.
Who are you to assume?
No, it was a man. It was a man.
All right.
Because I mailed out his T-shirt.
Okay.
We had a nice conversation, and he told me that name is actually from the Key and Peele skit where they did.
The East-West Bowl.
Yeah.
East-West Bowl.
Yep.
So I should give him a shout out.
Even better.
Yeah. So
you get another shirt. You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
When I first read it, I was like, "Oh, fuck this guy." But now, he's winning the game, so his shirt's already in the mail. But some people that haven't got up with me about some shirts, most specifically Ryan Sasquatch, he actually put a call for us to do WCW 90s pay-per-view, early 90s. So we might do that in the next couple episodes for you, Ryan. And then sitting at the top of the poll of iTunes is Shy Animal 17. So I think might be Cheyenne.
It is Cheyenne.
I think that's Cheyenne.
Yes.
I think that is her iTunes screen name.
Okay,
so.
I think Cheyenne is her Instagram name as well.
Yeah, as well. So she does.
Hey Cheyenne, hey girl.
Yeah, she does fantastic photography with John Moses.
Mm-hmm.
They are just this wonderful, beautiful, artistic couple that also weld rings.
Yeah,
it's amazing that they have this great artistic background, but then they both have this very interesting trait.
This niche trait.
They're right and left brain thinkers.
Yes.
So thank you for them for all the support. And I still haven't given John his free T-shirt, so I need to give him a T-shirt. And I'll probably just be like, "Here's 2 smalls."
They're a little big, brother, but all right, thanks, man.
I think they're both out there on size of that.
Here, youth large for you guys.
So, anyways, enough of that. Like I said, we got the iTunes and Stitcher review section out of the way. Let's jump right into the topic of discussion because we have a lot to discuss, gentlemen. I have dozens of pages of notes.
Yeah, thank you.
You say pages like you didn't write all those notes on the back of flyers from old shows of yours.
Well, a show that got canceled,
It's the only
actually.
paper he has.
Where the feature canceled the week of.
Oh, great. We're going a little green around here.
Yes. So, but anyways, yeah, we're going green.
We're going green around here.
We're going green. I got a recycling bin now.
Green spray paint.
I've just
changed.
I've changed. I'm a changed man. But what hasn't changed is how people feel about the WWE pay-per-view, Great American Bash 2004.
I was half expecting you to say a different year than I watched there for a second. Even after I confirmed it with you, I thought you were about 2008. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, style has changed.
All right, well, here we go.
He's like, well, luckily I know a lot about the Nexus.
Took a lot of apple brain before I got here.
Apple brain.
Let me tell you about all my Darren Young knowledge.
I think that's one that.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Why can somebody fact check us? Who gives a shit? No one remembers.
Who gives a shit? But
fuck you.
08, even though actually no, 08 is when I was doing Extra Talent. So what was going on then? Ric Flair might have been still wrestling for maybe not WWE, but
he was there.
He was there. So. Part of the reason we're doing this is because you're listening to this on 4th of July, so
happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America. We're doing the Great American Bash, and we figure what better way than possibly one of the worst bashes.
A ton of racism.
Yeah, it was almost all racism. It was very relevant for today, though.
Yeah. This could have happened in Alabama 2019. And
Yeah.
Yeah, this checks.
Yep.
2004 was a weird time in the World Wrestling Federation.
Real red time.
It was
Blue brand was real red.
Yes.
Not a lot for the Mexicans.
No.
Not gonna lie to you.
Nope. And as you mentioned, this is a SmackDown branded pay-per-view. This is during the brand split, and it probably explains why some of these there's 3 good matches, and the rest is just kind of filler because we're trying to build some stars.
The rest is Luther Reigns.
Yeah,
Yes.
what was that?
And this event happened on June 27th, the year of our Lord 2004. So we are at the 15-year anniversary just recently, pretty close to press time here. So, and this event took place in the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. The buy rate for this event was 0.47. Ticket sales for the event grossed $325,000. The attendance was 6,500. And the tagline for this event was "Join our party," which I'm assuming is the GOP.
The Republican Party.
We know who this is.
And the poster for the event had Tori Wilson and Uncle Sam outfit,
Goddamn right it did.
That's how this pay-per-view also started after the intro video.
I mean, we're all about consistency here at the Blue Brand.
Yeah, it was very much, the continuity on that was on point there.
Tori Wilson, super over in this pay-per-view.
Pretty much all over the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but this is the first Great American Bash since WCW held them in the year 2000. So, just kind of to give you a quick history of the Great American Bash under the WWE banner. By about 2012, it was just a random episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it
Keep
was
him blue. Keep him blue.
And at one point in time, it was just referred to as the Bash.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, they realized they weren't making America great at the time. So.
no, not.
It was kind of sad. Yeah.
So
must have been Obama's America.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
Yeah, he made it the Bash.
Yeah, this is a very interesting time in the company because, and it's also a very interesting time in my fandom because I had done an OVW tryout camp in 2004, a little bit earlier in the year. I was probably like a couple months prior to this event because it was right during the draft of 2004. Like I was in Louisville attending that seminar camp, whatever it was, when the draft was going on Monday Night Raw. So this is after the brand split. So we're going to have a couple sprinklings and memories because I interacted with a couple of these people right before they got called up.
Oh, great.
So we're going to have a couple good stories. But I have one more tidbit of information before we get into the actual show that we watched. The Sunday Night Heat match was Spike Dudley taking on my good friend Jamie Noble.
Yeah, oh, man.
I should address this now. If you listen to the Traitorous podcast of Extra Talented with Zane Riley, I have a couple stories about Jamie Noble, which I feel like are true events, and I'm very fair because I am telling what happened from my perspective. And because of that, I've had a lot of people walk up to me who are fans of your Traders podcast.
Yes.
Extra Talented.
Yeah.
And
Extra Talented wrestling podcast on all major podcast sites.
Oh, are you done?
Yep.
Okay. But because of that podcast and my appearance on there, people have walked up to me, said, Jake, it's a pleasure to meet you. Also, by the way, fuck Jamie Noble.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Which
fucking
very abrasive
applesauce, motherfucker.
Which not what I intended. I was just telling my story, and I did not intend for that to be a thing. Because I feel like if we're going to do fuck so and so, let's stick with fuck Vader. Okay, let's keep with that on brand. Let's not have two hashtags: fuck Jamie Noble, fuck Vader. Let's just pick fuck Vader. Okay, so
arguable.
All right, whatever. But yeah, so people think I hate him. I was like, no, I understand that he is a victim of the bureaucracy and the machine that is WWE.
The blue party going red.
And I know what party he has joined. Mm-hmm. So let's join the party of Great American Bash 2004. We start with an intro video.
We start hot.
Coming in real hot.
With an intro video where they got light show in background, like that Booker T where he's posing and that laser light show behind him. Like, a lot of weird stuff is happening right there. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say about that, but if you guys want to jump right into match number 1, we can jump right in.
We're going to just skip over JBL's opener?
Oh, talk about the intro. What do you guys' thoughts of the intro?
Well, I mean, he just talks about how Eddie Guerrero is an awful American.
Oh, yeah.
And, basically we should make America great again.
That's it kind of started there. That was the seed. He was like, and you are everything I hate about America. And I wanted to be like, a Mexican?
Yeah.
Mexican? All right, that's not cool.
Well, see, this is a time. It was like the very end
of 9/11.
Weird time, man.
This is like the very end where you could get heat as a heel, like true. Like, I do not like you. Heat and performers were encouraged to go all the way. So much, in fact,
very much all the way.
The guy.
Fun story for you here in a minute.
The guy who we were talking about, JBL, who's like, you're everything I hate about America, was trying so hard to get heat everywhere, even in the world, that when he went to Germany,
he did.
He gave the Heil Hitler salute, which
fucking goose step too,
which guess what, is illegal.
They didn't like that. I'm sure
a little hot about it.
Because they don't have freedom of speech like we do here, and he found that out very quickly. So
I fucking love JBL.
The dude's an animal.
JBL's one of my favorite of all fucking time. All time.
Oh, I have grown to appreciate him in later years, and his commitment to just getting people to not like him. Mm-hmm. Like, you have, as somebody who's playing a character, and not even that cool heel, because I fucking hate cool heels with every fiber of my being. Like, as much as people are like going like, oh, MJF is such a good heel, I'm like, no, he's not, because you guys are saying he's a good heel.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking hate him and everything he fucking stands for. You can't find him entertaining whatsoever. Like, JBL, that's a fucking good heel, because nobody likes that fucking guy. I felt like when The Miz was a heel, nobody liked that fucking guy.
Miz was a great heel.
If you're putting over the heel on Twitter,
if you don't say anything other than fuck him.
Yes. Which I've talked to him about, like, discussions of heel, but I think we live in a different time that he can't do the things that are necessary, or everybody is so far inside when it comes to the AEW product that I don't know if he's going to get to that level of a JBL heat or anything else. He would have to do something very controversial, which is kind of against the mission statement of what AEW is. And, let's say, maybe we live in a different time.
Yeah, you might have to be a little racist.
Keep an eye out for Jake Man dropping a hard end sometime down the road.
That is not what I'm alluding to, my friend.
He's like, I already got the shaved head.
That is not what I'm alluding to, okay?
But if MJF does it, real heel.
I'm just saying that what is necessary to get to the point, like that what JBL is talking about right now, you have to dance on that line, and sometimes when you're dancing, you're going to slip and fall on the wrong side.
Well, let me tell you what happened to me this past weekend.
Oh, you have a story.
I do. I was at a show in Pembroke Pines, Florida, right above Miami, for Ronin, Team Tex Wrestling Company. Fantastic place. There was one Greek god Papadon on the card. A man from New York whom is a heel who wrestled Jay Rios and cut a promo on him. And the first thing said, "Fuck you, you piece of shit, Mexican jumping bean."
Oh. You have to have a little tact. No, MJF, don't do that. You don't need to do it. Have a little bit of tact.
It only got worse.
That's ground zero.
We started there.
We got worse. We went downhill.
At one point,
I thought we started at the mountain, worked our way down.
No.
We're doing a climb.
We're at base camp.
Really?
We're at base camp.
We're adapting to the elevation right now before we climb the rest of the mountain right now of racism.
We haven't even got to the dead people yet, man.
Oh, great. Billy Green Boots, we haven't passed him yet.
A little bit later, he calls him a cunt, which is fine.
Okay,
that's a thing. That's still a hard one.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have anything to do with his race. At one point, I believe, this is what I heard, and this is how the situation seemed, he threw a bag of ice onto one Jay Rios. And then I believe the term, a combination of the words back and wet, though not in that order, were yelled at him.
I get the bag of ice comment now.
Yeah, here we go.
That took a second.
There it is.
Yep.
But then a combination of those two words, not in that order, was then yelled. And then people started to try to get in there to fight him. Other people. And then the lovely, our friend Eric Estrada, Trunks from FSCW, the camera guy, stopped them.
Okay.
Because he knew it was part of the game. But yeah. Mexican jump bean and a back that is wet. And when he won the match, the crowd reacted as you would think a wrestling crowd that full of Hispanic people would react. Which was a lot of lack of reaction.
See, that's the other thing, too. I realized, too, is if you're going to do that, you have to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
Because when you win...
Caleb, and Joey Ryan were like, so he's got to lose now, right?
Yeah.
No,
you got to... I mean, you can't keep heat. So, MJF, do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, right, you're doing fine.
Have people put you over on Twitter for being a bad guy. Go ahead. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because I've told that line where you're just trying to go for people, but like... Getting put over, like that's a hard lesson that I've learned because all it does is turn people off, and then people don't return to watch your program. That's I've learned.
You can eat it too and call people racist.
You can do that, but you have to lose. You can also do maybe something after the match where you are violently attacked, which is something I started to learn when I was asked to push the envelope at Revolver and then asked to go over. I was like, well, you've got to get a comeback after this.
Somebody's got to get it.
You have to like beat me up violently afterwards as well. You have to stand over top of me with 1 foot after the bell is already rung if we're going to do this. So, yeah.
There we go. That's a story that happened to me this weekend.
All right.
Racism is still alive.
2019, baby, Florida man.
Well, what's not alive and well is how over John Cena is.
Holy shit! I wanted to stop watching after this promo because it wasn't getting better. It was not going to get... And you know what? It fucking didn't. It did not get better than this promo. Fuck, that was a cool promo.
I forgot...
For how bad it was.
I forgot how over... like 2003, 2004 John Cena was.
That's exact. I thought he was the most 2004 dressed. First of all, a Michael Vick jersey.
Yeah,
right.
Talk about that.
How'd that age for you, buddy?
Yeah, and the Reebok pumps. It's like that's retro for you. Yeah. And he had the jean shorts that were kind of pants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
man, killing it.
But yeah, the crowd was super fucking on his side, and it's weird seeing a reaction that's 100% in your favor with John Cena, as opposed to now where it's 50-50. Yeah. So
there was a time where it was 0-100.
Yeah, like there was a fucking time. I remember, I didn't remember it as clearly until I saw this.
He was rapping, but it was.
Yeah, that doesn't age well. That ages about as well as that Michael Vick jersey.
Yeah.
I have a note in here where I go, I was like, okay, so most of John Cena's raps were homophobic.
Oh, insanely.
yeah.
And then I make another note, but aren't all rap battles homophobic?
Yeah, exactly.
It was
So he was
also-
doing it.
Yeah.
It was not like fast rapping. It was like the spoken
Yeah.
word.
Yep.
Like he was like everyone was.
Slam poetry on him.
Yeah. Yeah, very 2004. It was of its time.
Really, really good Gold Dust reference in there. And then his Navy joke was the best thing.
Oh.
Surrounded by seamen. Thank Christ.
I like how that like barely got a reaction.
Yeah.
Like that, people are like, whoa, you just said that.
Yeah, hey man. Hey,
On the
man.
microphone. Like,
Like,
But then-
that's,
but then
that's
they, like-
us.
But then even like acknowledging RVD's blunt, I was like, wow, that's on the nose.
yeah.
Can't do that today.
Nope, you can't.
But you could 2004.
Yeah, 2004 when this match took place where John Cena defended the U.S. title against Rob Van Dam, Booker T, and Rene Dupree, who was actually 20 years old
Wow.
at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah.
It's a fucking $1 million.
I remember seeing a WWE Confidential thing on him when he was like training in OVW, and I just remember going, "Wow, I need to go to OVW." Like, and then obviously like seeing how young he is. Like, I just thought he was just going to be a star, and then he ran into Hardcore Holly. And that changed everything. But John Cena was 27 at the time too. So,
I love John Cena. To this day.
oh yeah.
Still the best.
I
I
like
love
John
him
Cena.
so much.
I and like hearing the Doctor of Thugonomics reminds me of WrestleMania when he came out, and people were losing like, oh my gosh, the Doctor of Thugonomics! Like people were actually genuinely excited to
Yeah.
see retro John
Yeah.
Cena do retro John Cena recently. I just was amazing, and then also too like I saw in the crowd a Michael Jordan Washington Wizards jersey.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, man, leave it up to Virginia. Somebody in Virginia to wear the oldest jersey of all time. But then I looked it up, and Michael Jordan was playing with the Wizards in 2003.
It was right there. It was
time.
right there.
So it was fairly new. And I was like, wait a minute. This pay-per-view is really fucking old.
Dude, there were a few TO 49ers jerseys that I
Yeah.
saw. I was like, okay, what era is this?
All right, well, we've talked about everything except for this specific
Yeah, we
match.
talked about the best part of it already, though.
we kind of have. But Alex, what are your thoughts on the match?
First of all, I think Rene Dupree coming out with the French flag and it was glittery was just like, all right, we're playing into this.
Yeah.
He's
Aren't
leaning
we?
in hard.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Leaning
just
hard
that
into that guy's dick.
Yay!
French people. And then also Booker T, I think, was so greasy. I didn't think he had
Whoa,
nipples.
careful.
No, okay, well, no, not like
Oiled
that.
up,
Yeah.
oiled up.
It's funny. It's 2004. It's
Yeah,
2004.
2004. Guys, from now on, the rest of this podcast was taking place in 2004.
Yeah.
So if we say they fucked up, it's okay, because it was a different time then, man. Different time. Especially when we start talking about Tori Wilson here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, what else are your thoughts on the match?
So Greasy Booker T, go on.
Yeah. Van Dam, amazing name. First of all, not being from wrestling, just like, yeah, you're just taking Van Dam. All right, good for
Cool.
you, good for you. And also,
Blatant like that, huh?
you've kind of got a weird singlet going on. That's very strange. I also respect the tactic of just staying out of the ring while other people's fight and just throwing them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's elimination. So
Yeah,
you just
big
get the last
fan
two.
of that.
Yeah.
Also, I think that Booker T could be a starting middle linebacker in the NFL at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great athlete.
The dude's a monster. Mm-hmm. Those are really my main thoughts about the fight. Other than
So
that, I was just,
actually nothing about the fight.
well, I mean, I was just staring at John Cena's chain the entire
Hell
time.
yeah. You watch that thing hang.
Zane, what are your thoughts on that?
It fucking happened. It's the only time I care to see someone take the powder and let everybody wrestle. Because like a lot of four ways, people just are like multiple person out matches. Guy, hey, even if it's not elimination, just hops the fuck out, and I hate that. It just kills me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, nobody's gonna win right now if that guy's not in here and involved. So it always kills me, takes me out of place. But luckily that wasn't the case, so I really appreciated it there. I did not care to see Van Dam go right away. It was like he shouldn't even have been there.
Well, and it was weird, like, after the 5-star frog splash, which he did that one 5-star frog splash where he, like, jumped over, like, Booker T.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he ended up not hitting Booker T. Like, his knee in the eye socket. Like, pretty remarkable.
You're Mr. Monday Night. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Or at this case, I guess Mr. Tuesday Night.
Yeah.
Or Thursday. Whatever day.
It was Thursday.
Probably Thursday at the time.
It was recorded on Tuesday or Thursday.
Either way.
But then if you lived where I lived in Iowa, it'd air on Friday. So
well, when you're Mr. Blue Brand,
he's Mr. Green Brand.
there you go.
So,
Hey-o.
But
It happened.
Yeah. Anything else about this match?
Nah,
it
wasn't awful, but it wasn't bad enough to talk about, but it wasn't good enough to talk about.
Yeah, it was like I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, what should I talk about on this? I was like, kinda.
Got that chain. Got that Michael Victor's.
Hey.
Yeah.
Greasy Booker T's here.
A lot of awkward roll-ups, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like, John, he's 27, but he's still very new. And Rene Dupree, I'm like, he's like, okay, I start to see what people...
This is why you're here.
Yeah, I started to see, like, okay, now I see why people are like, oh, he's not quite ready. Like, now with more refined eye as opposed to a fan eye, I'm like, I kind of see what you guys were saying. But, he's still wrestling today, so...
Fuck us.
Anyways, John Cena retains his title and then goes to the back and basically, out of breath, hits on Charlie Haas's wife.
Yeah,
right in front of Charlie.
That was strange.
Yeah, that was very weird.
He also just threw down a classic 2004 line of "Hit me up on the two-way," which is like, "Hey, where you at? You know where I'm at."
And then Angle makes a match with him versus Luther Reigns. But before we get there, we got to see Sable in a hot tub.
Yeah, we do. We can't not see that.
Yeah, we have to see a Mrs. Lesnar in a bikini in a hot tub. So
is that who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
Good
actually
for you.
Charlie Dreamer had the best fucking line about Sable and Brock Lesnar's marriage, because when Brock went to the UFC, he was like very anti WWE, which is funny that he's back.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Very ironic. And I remember them doing a video package before, like, one of his first big fight, like his UFC debut, and talking about his WWE career. And Brock was making comments about, like, when he was in WWE, he was living a dirty lifestyle. And I remember watching it with Charlie Dreamer, and Charlie Dreamer leaned over to me and he goes, "Oh yeah? Well, I bet that motherfucker isn't mad about that dirty wife he got."
Oh, damn. Charlie Dreamer shooting.
Yeah, fucking goddamn fucking like a savage. I loved it. But something I didn't love was probably match number 2, Charlie Haas taking on Luther Reigns.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck. Roman Reigns' brother. of the famous Reigns family.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, man! Good for fucking Charlie Haas being a goddamn workhorse like there's never been.
Yeah, he really.
Even the spots, motherfucker, he was mid botching spots, and Charlie Haas was saving shit.
He made Luther Reigns' finish look so good that I'm gonna try and steal that. Maybe try that this weekend.
Maybe give it a go.
See if I can make it look that good, but I probably can't because I'm not doing it on Charlie Haas.
Yeah.
So
it's weird. It's like some real shitty gator roll.
Yeah, it's just like a reverse like neck breaker.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the match, Alex?
To be honest, it just kind of looked like a filler.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was like, oh, that guy's got Haas on his ass, and all right, good.
Gotta give this guy a spot for Kurt Angle to come back later again.
And actually, those trunks that had that Haas on there, those are actually High Spots biker shorts.
Oh.
Let me give you a little inside piece of information here. John Cena, before he had the baggy shorts, he had color coordinated boots with biker shorts.
Very sexual. And
you got the WWE guys at the time were given like a gear allowance.
Yeah.
Especially I think in like OVW. So he spent it all at High Spots and was like, hey, I need the two-tone bikers, wingtip boots, and actually talked to Michael's now ex-wife, but current wife at the time, who answered the phones at High Spots and still,
rap the whole time, and was super polite.
Yeah, like the John Cena's politeness on the phone is legendary. Like all other wrestlers are put on the John Cena scale of politeness on the phone. Everyone fails. No one comes even close to John Cena's politeness on the phone ordering gear, and he got like 20 pairs of like bikers, and then when he went to the wrapping shorts, he's like, well, fuck, I got all these bikers. So he offered Charlie Haas if he wanted to buy them, and Charlie Haas bought them and then just put Haas on the back of them. So in a shooter interview, he said, thanks High Spots for the gear.
I also seeing Kurt Angle and being like, "You're my protege, come on," and he was bald and in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're like a buff Professor X." Let's be honest on this. Who are you? What is going on here?
It's so great that they're talking about how like Kurt Angle could never wrestle again in 2004. Here we are in 2018, and he just or like
2019. He just had his last match.
Oh, did he just have? I thought we had one last year. I know he's had one this year.
No, it was WrestleMania this year.
Ah, well there you go.
WrestleMania was his last match.
2019, he's still having his last match.
15 years later.
50 years, still doing it, buddy.
I mean, wheelchair wasn't going to stop him.
No, brother, you don't need to worry about stem cell research.
Use the chair.
Just get the shit that Kurt Angle's taken, and Christopher Reeves would have made it.
But who didn't make it? It was Luther Reigns. He was around when I did the OVW tryout camp, and he was referred to as Horseshoe because of
horseshit.
Yeah.
Because of the top of his head is balding specifically in one spot. It looks like a horseshoe in the top of his head, and he was super cool most of the time when you talk to him. But I remember one day we were all sitting in the bleachers at the Davis Arena, and Dr. Tom was talking about something, and I can't remember what it was. And we were all of us were quietly listening because they were giving us, instructions for the day. And Horseshoe was on another set of bleachers in the Davis Arena, and just out of nowhere, he yelled something. Goes, and like, I remember like, and you think about it in your memory, like, well, maybe somebody was talking, he was telling him shut up, and then like, I remember that not being the case. I remember there being a couple of times in that speech where he just was like yelling, "Hi, hi, hi!" Like, this motherfucker's just yelling shit. and people are like, well, that's Horseshoe. Like, that's like, I remember being like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, he was just yelling shit, like, so what off? Like, what?
Dude's a maniac.
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
I literally, the one note that I took on him when I was watching this was, he looks like he drinks blood for breakfast. Like, the dude is like all traps. He's a monster.
I think I also heard that his one-time wife or girlfriend, or especially during this period, was like a Club Jenna girl. Mm-hmm. So like this was like the time where like porn stars made bank, because she got in early on like the internet craze and like was making serious money at the time. So he really didn't need to wrestle. And from listening to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, he was just kind of like, I think he was Jack Doan's friend, and like, you're a big son bitch, you want to wrestle? Yeah. And they just gave him a job.
Oh man, hey,
good for you.
So
I cannot wait for that to happen.
Yeah,
I want to sell out so goddamn bad.
But anything else about this match before we get into the rest of the show?
God bless Charlie Haas.
Yeah.
God bless this Charlie Haas.
Not the super drunk.
No, fuck that Charlie Haas.
Who was at a Ring of Honor show and was making fun of my tag team partner, Grizzly Redwood, who is like all of 5'11", and then
slapped the fuck out of him.
And Grizzly took his cowboy hat and fucking stomped.
and he got mad about it, upset.
And Ring of Honor blamed Grizzly, even though Charlie was the one who was drunk.
Yep.
So
though when Charlie Haas was doing everybody else's gimmick, like Bret the Hitman Haas and shit like that, that was favorite.
Okay, that was a better version of Charlie Haas.
I'll remember that one, and I'll remember this Charlie Haas. Old Charlie Haas, fuck him.
Yeah, and I always found it weird, like the company didn't like that he was with Jackie. I remember like multiple times, like they would make Charlie like randomly kiss Maria Kanellis because they're like, nah, we're not gonna recognize the sanctity of your marriage at all. Like,
that's weird.
WWE.
Yeah, that's strange.
Thanks, Fed.
And also thank you, JBL, for the next promo that we get next, where he says the most offensive thing, in my opinion, which is you people. Still stand by that.
Says
that's
that a ton.
Anything we can say about this JBL promo that's any different?
Ain't nothing we said so far.
I just like how he speaks in the third person.
Yeah,
like, as if someone
whole mess of that.
Someone who doesn't know wrestling. I was like, man, who's he talking about? And I was like, man, whoever he's talking about must be a bad. Nope, it's just him.
That's him. You're talking about you. You're talking about you. Cool.
Speaking of things that are cool, match number 3.
Carlito.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Cruiserweight title match between Chavo Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr.
Shit.
Alex, what are your thoughts on this match?
From what I had seen previously, these were like the greatest athletes that I had ever seen.
Okay.
And I thought that they absolutely destroyed it. Also, what's his name? Mysterio was definitely wearing 2 knee braces underneath those pants and was just getting his knees cranked.
Yeah.
The entire and
So
I've worn knee braces. They slide. So it's like getting them cranked with knee braces is like the worst thing of all time. And it looked like they were like actually fighting.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part of the whole match is when the crowd just starts chanting, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" I liked it. This was one of my favorite matches.
Okay, what are your thoughts, Zane?
So the match was cool, but the highlight package of the Battle Royal or whatever, when Chavo's eliminating people with a fucking gory bomb, and all those fucking elimination spots in that highlight package, that was amazing. That shit was nuts. But there's a lot of fucking cool spots in here that like no indie guy could pull off today. That I'm sure that if they went back and watched, they would be trying to rip it off this weekend. That's some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen.
I fucking wish they would rip off the psychology of this match.
Man.
Because
I
try and drill this into students, but apparently I'm an awful teacher and they don't fucking get it. But just like the whole thing, like if you're going to work over a body part, you know, keep in mind you won't be able to do a lot of the things in your comeback.
Yeah.
But they did this so smart. They put so much thought into like, okay, if I work over your leg and then here are the moves you're going to do, there weren't these moments like, all right, you've been working on my leg and now I'm going to hit the ropes twice.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, like, but you can still hit those spots, but just that story of Ray hobbling to get the 619, it adds more drama to it. So you can do that, but you have to put more thought into what you're doing. And like, great fucking match. Like the psychology on this is just so impeccable with working over the leg and then limiting the things that Ray could do, but still pulling off stuff that was remarkable without requiring him to run too much. Like just even like when he's like jamming the knee on the knee when he's picking him up, you know, which would be the setup for like Ric Flair doing the figure 4, and then you just kind of toss him over in the sunset flip, and then the other stuff of him climbing on the ropes, and they both kind of do like the Beal off, like the hair Beal, the double face off the top, and just the little things to it.
I love that stretch muffler that he turned in like some weird arm bar that kind of popped him straight up.
Yep.
That was fucking cool.
All of those things. Like this is probably one of the best matches I've ever seen Chavo.
Oh, of course, easy.
Ever have.
Easy.
I mean, like I've seen some pretty good ones, but like this makes me want to go back and see. Like, man, were there matches that were this fucking good? Because this match is fucking credible.
It was dope.
I watch this pay-per-view solely for just this fucking match. And the code red at the end wasn't the best.
No, but it made sense for how tired they should be. I thought the fucking reverse to it, him putting the hands down, looked cool. Like, I would never think about that in a million years. It's the simplest fucking move, but just getting ready to take that gory, oh no, pop up and go. Chavo made that look like $1 million because I mean it's hard. Everybody's fucking tired. It's tough.
Yeah.
Man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, this is a 20-minute match. Yeah. And they're fucking going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They're never not going.
Yeah, so this is a great fucking job. So at this moment in time in the pay-per-view, I'm like, man, people say this fucking pay-per-view's bad? Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, we know Luther Reigns and Charlie House is going to be what's going to be, but come on, guys. Like, why is this one of the worst?
18-star match and even up the average.
Why is this on the list of, like, top 15 worst pay-per-views in company history?
Really?
That's why we're discussing it today.
That's why we do this.
Yeah, we pick bad ones.
I did have a question. Did Mysterio, though, did anyone on his arm, did he have, like, the Nick Lachey 98 degrees tattoo?
The sun?
Does he have, with, like, the thing inside of it?
Probably.
Is he Nick Lachey?
He is Nick Lachey.
He is.
Is that
why he's got to wear a
Nick
mask,
Lachey?
you dumb shit.
Wear a mask. That's we've never seen him without it.
I just want everyone to know that
there's a different Hispanic guy in WCW.
So, yeah, Wikipedia, if you want to get a picture, put that up. Nick
those
Lachey. Just saying. Do that.
That's the only tattoo that's real. The rest are just painted on before the match.
Well, speaking of things that are real,
Jordan Wilson! Man.
In a hot tub with her husband, Billy Kidman, Funaki, and Spike.
Yeah, what the fuck is this about?
It has to be the nastiest hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It has to be because it's like a rental. They rolled it in. They filled it up with water out of the locker room.
There are
There's
no
so
bubbles.
much fake tanner and fucking protein farts in this thing.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
So you get pink eye.
Oh, and if this is on the red brand, like you know, like Randy Orton would have like jizzed in it or something like that. Like, luckily, it's on the blue brand. I don't think.
So you're telling who jizzed in it?
Yeah, I mean, but there's probably like blunts floating in it from Rob Van Dam. But yeah, so we do that.
I love that she has to leave the hot tub to go get ready for her match. And the very next thing we hear is Japanese entrance music, and I thought Funaki was about to come out. I was like, that motherfucker should still be in the hot tub.
Oh, no, don't be racist, because Funaki is not Kenzo Suzuki.
Yeah, he's not.
Where he is taking on probably the least in shape Billy Gunn.
Ooh.
Because I'll tell you what, Billy Gunn now, today,
I
best
saw
version.
him. I saw him 2 weeks ago. He is a mountain of a man with so many veins.
Fuck, man. That motherfucker is in the best goddamn shape of his life.
Kind of looked like he was phoning it in. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, in this match? Probably
Was. This is like
Yeah.
he's had his run
really?
twice over. Like he's had multiple runs at this moment in time. So this is just I'm still around collecting a paycheck.
Collecting a paycheck.
And-
Putting over the new boy.
Yeah, I'm leaning out because my knees hurt.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get super fucking jacked later in my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Wait till I heal up a little bit before I start looking real good.
Fuck, man. Like, Billy, like, it's this thing. Like, Billy, like, he looks good.
Yeah.
He's leaned out. Like, he looks like Hulk Hogan in 1994 Thunder in Paradise Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But, like, Billy Gunn now and seeing this Billy Gunn, it is, like, worlds apart.
It's like seeing Billy Gunn then and his son now.
Yeah, it's like seeing that Brock Lesnar like high school like wrestling picture compared to like Brock Lesnar now.
Taking souls, yeah.
Yeah,
Drinking 2 gallons of milk a day.
yeah.
Them hay bells.
But yeah, he's Billy's just staying in shape, collecting a paycheck because he's basically wrestling Kenzo Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, those guys carrying that throne, they're having them a fucking struggle.
Yeah, right? That was
Fuck
tough.
yeah. And I don't know if he climbed as well as Charlie Haas did.
Yeah.
But I think he had a taller mountain to climb.
Yeah, sure did. Holy fuck.
Because Kenzo's only been in the business for about 4 years. Fun fact about Kenzo Suzuki: he made his debut
Yep.
January 4th, year 2000, in the New Japan Tokyo Dome show that year, where he was replacing Bill Goldberg.
Yep.
That was his debut.
Wow.
That's where he started.
Equal talent.
Wow.
Yes. He left New Japan, then he went with Choshu's World Japan, and then he went to the U.S., where he wrestled for MLW and TNA. Then he went back and wrestled for Hustle, CMML, and AAA. Spent a lot of time in Mexico.
Yeah.
He's
We've
actually
seen the world here in his 3 years.
he's currently wrestling for All Japan, which I didn't know was a thing until I researched this. So,
Didn't know All Japan was still a thing?
yeah, I haven't heard much about it. So.
That's where Paro and Odinson go to wrestle when they go to Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
Good for them.
I'm glad it gives people opportunities. So, but Kenzo had an opportunity and
Blew it!
yeah, and gave us a really fucking trash finish.
Yeah.
Like
Holy
Weird.
shit, that weird knee thing.
Yeah, it was strange.
that's like a setup on an indie show.
I like to think that wasn't the finish, and Billy Gunn was just like, I'm not kicking out.
Yeah.
We're going home now. I'm done. This is it.
I mean, I remember a match one time. Billy got hit with something, and it like fucking by some indie guy, and it fucking knocked him loopy, and he was just like, "I'm done." And he's like, and the ref's like, "No, you okay?" He goes, "No, I'm done. Just ring the bell."
No, don't pin me. Just go.
I'm leaving because I don't want that motherfucker to touch me anymore.
It's like, I like to think that became his new finishing move, a la Ryback, who was doing the really weird jackhammer finish, but couldn't get Prince Albert up, so he just gave him the fucking clothesline, and that became his new finish.
Yeah, like there it is.
There it is. Found it.
Found it.
Yep.
Well, what we found ourselves after this match was Paul Heyman and Paul Bearer interview where he's talking about the Undertaker doing the right thing, which we still don't know what is the right
that
thing.
is.
Yeah.
It gets obnoxious.
They keep
after a
on
while.
saying the right thing.
It's to blow him, right? Like,
I'm
Obviously.
guessing.
Blow me.
Obviously. Blow
That's
me.
a fact.
That's
gonna keep your job,
blow me.
Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
but no wink. suck my dick.
Big fucking nudge.
Yeah.
Down to my dick so
Yeah.
that you can suck it.
I don't know why you're fighting
Yo, just
me.
be cool. Just be
Be
cool
cool.
about it.
Hey, look. Think about it.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Well, there is a transition of blowjobs into our next match, but I'm not going to make it. Because I'm trying to be as progressive as possible.
And
For you.
Jake, this podcast takes place in 2004. It's a different time, man. It's cool.
All right.
think
Well,
it's
if we're in
awesome.
2004, we're 2004. Speaking of fucking blowjobs, we got Mrs. Lesnar taking on the ex-wife of Tori Wilson.
Next one, Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman, yes.
Same guy. Woo!
Same guy.
Blowjob.
Blowjobs.
You know, this match,
Please don't tell me this was your favorite match.
God
Please
no,
no. All right.
but
Okay.
was not as
match?
bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be straight. Maybe I just stop and guess what happened the rest of the show in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
There were some things that if either of them were decent wrestlers would have been really cool. But unfortunately, it's just a shit ton of hair extensions.
There was a lot, and even the announcers were like, "Which one is blonder?" Because they had nothing to talk
Yeah,
about.
what else
They're
are we gonna talk about?
Okay, sounds good. Did you hear that?
Did Sable need to be there? Like, I mean, had she had a good run, couldn't she just kind of be done?
No, she wanted to be there. Like, she was open to coming back. and-
Cool.
yeah. She reached out. She wanted this. She wanted a lawsuit and like, you want me back?
Yeah, let's show you how.
Yeah. So,
Were they both Playboy models? Is that what
Yes.
it was?
They actually
Okay.
were featured in the same issue.
Were they Playboy models before wrestlers?
No.
Okay.
I don't know about Tori Wilson. I don't know.
Tori Wilson was a fitness model,
Yeah.
and then she got offered Playboy. Sable was a Guess jeans model, and then she married a wrestler. He got hired by the WWE. They had a meeting like, oh, your wife is far more talented than you are, Mark Miro. And she became just as popular as Stone Cold Steve Austin, sued the company for sexual harassment, then came back and they're like, oh, we're going to pay you again. And gave her a job. And then she married Brock Lesnar and she's like, I don't have to work anymore.
And done.
Yeah.
She can't falter.
No, good for her.
She found all the seams in the matrix that is this world, and she hit all of them at
was
the
like-
perfect fucking time.
Deja vu on that cat,
Yeah.
and I am going to take care of this.
Yeah, she is like the opposite of me. Like, her timing is impeccable and perfect, and is in the right place at the right time, and hits things at the perfect note at the exact time while all the eyeballs are
Well,
on
you
you.
just need to slap more boobs. You
I
just need more
guess.
boobs. There were the most boob slaps I've ever seen in this.
But I can't take a suplex better than her because a couple of those suplex, she was hitting ankles first,
Yep.
and I was like, "Oof, that's how you
There
break
was
a leg, sweetheart."
There was a point where it looked like Tori Wilson was just beating herself up because Sable was lost.
Yeah, I know that. I know that
And
spot.
there was like, it's definitely the drop toe hold where like she's just laying down on the ground, and then Tori just runs and jumps at the bottom rope.
Yeah,
Like, whoa, that's cool. That's the way to do it, babe.
yeah. I just look back at this and I was like, trying to think of like who were the indie wrestlers at the time, because there were good female indie
Yeah.
wrestlers in 2004.
Yeah.
And they didn't give any of those girls jobs. They're like, no, we'd rather have this. And I think, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a couple years after they're like, oh no, Jazz, Lita, you guys can't have good matches
Yeah.
because you're showing up some of the men. Like, we got to cut you off for the
Wait,
knees.
they
Lita.
thought like that was a thing for a little bit?
That was a thing.
That's sad.
Yeah.
2004, baby.
Yeah. 2004 was a weird time, man.
And now, like, WWE's like, we're so super progressive now, when really we were the fucking enemy.
We're so progressive now because we were such pieces of shit then.
Yeah.
We've been saying do what's right this whole time.
We've set the
Do
bar
the
so
right
low
thing.
that any movement forward is
Yeah.
fucking great.
Any attention we show is great attention.
Anything else?
I didn't like the finish. I mean, the finish was obvious, but just how like blatant stare at hard cam while I get rolled up, it was like she could have been looking at her the entire time and taking a small package instead of a roll up like a school girl or boy, whatever.
Yeah, use your
that just
pronouns.
huh?
Use your pronouns on your
Schoolgirl.
Okay.
I feel that just makes it sexualizes the move. I didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are sexy pins.
Yeah, I do love a good sexy pin.
Yeah, they're crucial.
Yeah,
they're crucial.
Undertaker, best sexy pin.
Oh,
tongue out and everything.
Oh, for sure. That
tongue out and everything.
Did he get the tongue cut?
No.
Okay.
Man, he should. If he loved the gimmick, he would.
Don't
No,
give
he
him
just
any
kills a
ideas. He would.
Yeah. Like that time that Goldust wanted to get tit implants. Yeah, it ended. It's good. That's good.
That's good. It's good.
Women are better wrestlers than that.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Took us a while. It took us 15 years to get there. Sorry, world.
We're trying real hard now, it would seem.
Man, this got real depressing all of a sudden.
Yeah, we feel bad for you women. Let us men explain to you how bad you have it.
Yeah.
Let us mansplain this how you guys should feel.
Yeah.
It's 2004. You guys understand.
Hey, you guys don't understand. That's okay. It's 2004. Dawn Marie, ladies and gentlemen, come up next.
Fucking blowjob. I love Dawn Marie. Dawn Marie's one of my favorite ever.
Really?
She's like the hottest diva.
I did not know that about you.
Man.
Didn't realize that's okay. All right, that's where
it was because she was there with Steve and Jack Victory. I think it just kind of carries over how much I want to be inside Jack Victory and Steve Green.
Okay, all right, yeah, there you go.
And then she's just kind of part of the group.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So, but yeah, favorite diva.
All right, and then she's talking to Renee Dupree, and then
about wieners.
Yeah, about
wieners.
foot size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
She doesn't get it.
But then once she.
But she was an ECW.
Yeah, she didn't get that joke, but it's a very sophomoric joke.
Yeah.
And we're really beating over people's heads, like how dumb this joke is. But because she doesn't get it, she's that much dumber.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was like, okay.
And then little Guido was there.
Yeah.
With that other Jack guy who I don't remember.
Stromboli, I think his name, Johnny Stromboli.
The FBI guy?
Yeah, the guy that had the Jack guy with the shirt.
I think he had a run in New Japan or All Japan. I think he was like the Super Muda or something like that.
Good.
He had a feud with Great Muda.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
I think that's the same guy.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure that's the same guy.
Well, he ain't no goddamn Tracy Smothers or Tommy Rich, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. This is the weaker version of the FBI.
Yeah, this is don't like this FBI.
No, don't like this FBI. But speaking of things we don't like, match number 6. Mordecai versus Hardcore Holly on a fucking pay-per-view.
Watch your mouth, man. This is my dark horse.
Fuck you. We can't do this fucking podcast any fucking more. We can still be friends, motherfucker, but we can't be fucking.
We're not doing bad podcast.
No, we can't do this fucking podcast. We're still friends. We're still friends, but don't fucking comment.
You want to know what was one of my favorite matches?
Why?
It was 6 fucking minutes long. Hey, go fuck yourself. It was the shortest match on the goddamn card. And I fucking love Kevin Thorne, Mordecai, whatever you want to call him.
I have different opinions. Much different opinions.
He's one of my best wrestling friends.
You're fucking friends with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, when you have like some bad running with him, he's always been the greatest guy to me.
Oh, he's always been big league in me since the OVW tryouts.
Oh, that's different.
That motherfucker's been big league in me. He's
Have you seen him since the downfall?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've seen.
What was the downfall?
Well, just getting out of it, not being able to wrestle anymore.
Yeah. I actually saw him in, I believe, 2005, 2006. Where he wrestled Billy Gunn as Mordecai in West Virginia.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it's just every time I've ever fucking seen him, it's like he can smell like jobber on me, so he knows the big league me.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like, oh yeah, I fucking don't need to be nice to you because you're the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Like that's. He's never been nice to me.
Was he wearing a priest collar while he was being a dickhead to you?
Big dick.
He might have.
Probably knew you were a sinner.
He was wearing a priest collar. He's been a dick to me as a vampire.
Shut up, you big albino! Get away from me, man.
He's been a dick to me wearing Tommy Hilfiger jeans. So it goes way back. It goes way back. So yeah. But
all right, guys, this has been another edition of How This Get Booked. There we go. That's the name of the show.
I like how we went from Charlie Haas climbing up that mountain, having shorter mountain to climb, but like still climbing nonetheless.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn having a tall mountain to climb. And
so this is just someone set that mountain on fire.
Yeah, like Hardcore Holly's like, oh, I gotta make this fucking guy look good. Yeah. Fuck you, I'm Hardcore Holly.
Where the fuck is Luther Reigns?
Yeah, like
Bring me Renee Dupree.
As much as I appreciate Charlie Haas making Luther Reigns look better than what he deserves, I equally appreciate Hardcore Holly going, "Fuck you, man! I ain't doing shit for you." Like, I gotta sell this goddamn staff. Fuck off! Like,
Fuck! I shouldn't have called this my dark horse. I should have called it my pale horse.
Hey,
Fuck!
you know,
zing.
fucked up,
Squirrel,
son.
Six Squirrel Studios. Why don't you go back and edit that around where I got that joke real good at the beginning?
Real good.
But the finish to this match is good.
Yeah.
The finish match was great. I
was blown away by how he hossed him up there for that fucking Razor's Edge.
yeah.
Because Hardcore's a big motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's huge.
Now, fucking Kevin is insanely huge too, but Hardcore's still a bigger motherfucker.
And not giving you no help at all.
No. You just,
He's
Go
not
on.
helped you at any
brother,
point
you
in time.
just shoulder press this man.
Yeah, not helping you because he's not doing a goddamn thing for you.
Fuck you.
Wild.
So it's, now
we ain't gonna come up with anything better than what we just talked about. Might
Nope.
as well move on.
move on to the Guerrero JBL promo package.
yeah.
Fuck.
Trash a limo. Yeah. Match number 7, WWE Championship match, bull rope match between JBL and Eddie Guerrero.
In fucking sanity.
I loved it.
loved it?
Insanity.
Yeah, I don't watch wrestling, and this is I was telling
And this podcast won't change that.
no, I mean, well, yeah, probably
No,
not.
it's fine.
But I was
Don't-
telling
It hasn't so far.
Don't Mordecai me. Don't big league me, boy.
I was hardcore hauling you. I wasn't giving you a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
lift me. I was telling
Hit me up, Mo.
Zane earlier. I was like, yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like I took a whole bunch of notes on the front end, and then I actually just really enjoyed watching the back end. Like, it was dope. Like, it was really good.
Yeah, I notoriously fucking hate bull rope
Yeah.
and chain matches because they're
that is
so predictable.
Yeah.
It's always like follow behind.
Because the Dusty finish was the exact same finish for every fucking one ever.
Well, piece of information from
The internet.
the internet or something in the Wrestle Podcast. Vince wasn't at this event. He had something going on.
You know.
And when
Vince things.
when they were coming up with a finish, they couldn't figure out a finish for the bull rope match. And Vince McMahon famously said, "Call Dusty. He'll give you a finish." Because it's his thing.
Yeah.
Which Dusty Rhodes was called and asked for a finish.
Was he with the company at the time?
Was not. He was
There we
with
go.
TNA.
Yep, good.
They are running an event called Great American Bash, which he named,
Yeah.
in the Norfolk Scope, which was up
Probably one of his.
one of the crown jewels in the Jim Crockett promotion, which he was in charge of. And you were calling him for a finish in a match that he popularized. And we all wonder why Cody Rhodes is smashing a fucking throne and starting AEW. All right,
Fuck
like
my dick, daddy.
we all are like, well, I don't know why Cody has all this pent up aggression against WWE.
Just watch Great American Bash 2004.
With that piece of information right there, I understand now.
Did he give them a finish?
He did.
This is what he gave them.
This is what they gave him.
First off, I want you to go fuck yourselves.
And
Secondly,
but when I saw it, I was like, that's a great fucking finish.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I don't like about it is that Kurt Angle comes out and makes the announcement.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
The ref should make the call.
yeah, I agree.
And because I always feel like it adds a little bit of drama when the finish happens and you're like, yay, we think this guy wins. But then you're like, oh, wait a minute, did this guy? And then you let that tension build in the room. And then he gives the ref time to talk to the ring announcer, discusses what happened and this. And then he raises the hand and you get the big boo or you get the big cheer. I've tried to do that before, like a situation. Actually, it was just a PWX match not too long ago, where you roll around in a small package, roll, settle, and then both guys settle, and the ref counts, and you're like, which guy won? And then you wait, and then he raises the hand of the good guy. Raises the hand. I've pitched that before, and promoters and other wrestlers are like, oh, that's too confusing. When I feel like that adds drama to a finish, as opposed to you get the pop after the bell, and it's a little bit different and breaks things up. But I understand that we got to put the heat on Kurt Angle because he's the heel commissioner, and you don't want, and the referee should be faceless. So I understand why we're doing it.
But I mean, it's not in your to go back to what you say though. But it's not making It is how it happened. That was it is the correct way to win. He did it, so it's not really putting the heat on the ref. I mean,
if anything, it makes the ref look bad
by
not making the correct call.
Yeah,
in the
by
moment.
calling Eddie the winner.
Yeah,
I think that it's pretty on brand though, having a bald white man come out and take it from the Mexican guy and give it to the white guy. I mean, that's really what this whole show has been about.
Yeah, of course, the American way.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to push this entire show.
2004.
Yeah,
but wow, what a match!
Yeah. I changed my mind.
Best one ever.
I mean, one of the best bull rope matches I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And people got behind all of the touching of the ropes.
Their tug of war aspect to it all of like 1, 2, 3 real quick. He's getting ready to go and fucking JBL grabs and hooks the ropes the opposite side or rolls all the way out. Shit like that, man. It's just so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. And just like, yeah, it just. The way that they got behind every one of the tug of war, like it goes back to even the Chavo match where they put a lot of thought to it. Mm-hmm. Like they obviously put a lot of thought to this particular match on where are we going to create the drama, and also establishing the rules of the match, like understanding the psychology of it, like just unbelievable. But of course it has the cliche things that are all the dick spots with the rope.
Oh yeah,
that's gotta hurt though, right? Like that doesn't not hurt, right?
Fucking getting hit with a fucking cowbell accidentally.
Oh yeah,
fun
I
either.
saw that. I mean, like
getting walloped by that chair. You
getting hit with the chair.
Unprotected headshots today,
especially with the
2004. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Oh yeah, that unprotected chair shot. Like
that was gruesome.
Well, and that's the thing, like, this is still during the time where, like, oh, don't put your hands up, pussy.
Yeah.
Like, we're still in that point in professional wrestling, and now it's like...
How dare you?
It's a debate on Twitter, you know? So
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Listen to my 10 Bell Pod, which is not a traitorous podcast, and I have a whole diatribe about chair shots on the Balls Mahoney episode. Check that out.
I heard it sucked.
But yeah, the Beal from the second rope onto the Spanish announce table.
Yeah, and it didn't fucking break.
No, it did not.
I want to know if like they were like, no, we got to break this fucking table, man. And so he did do it. He's like, powerbomb me, man. Powerbomb me.
Yeah.
Powerbomb. Because he goes down real hard with him.
Yeah, it's like the rope kind of like.
Yeah, it was real bad. Real rough. I fucking love it. Love JBL.
Well, and also, too, like, something that nobody's going to discuss and put over between these two individuals, the fact that the bull rope, like, sometimes with the bull rope, you tape the guy into the bull rope so they don't have to worry about hanging on to it.
Yeah.
This was still loose that they could slip through, and they made that whole stipulation, if it comes off, you're disqualified. So you're hanging on to this thing. So, like, you're basically wrestling a match while clenching a broomstick.
The whole time,
And then you're doing, like... Three Amigos and you get this cowbell flinging around. You got to do a frog splash and you don't know where the rope's going to land underneath of you. Yeah. Like just those small little things as a performer, just like can't appreciate enough for this match. Unfucking believable.
Everybody looked like fucking wrestlers in there.
Best fucking bull rope match I've ever fucking
Also,
seen.
is JBL 300 pounds? They kept on saying there's, what is he, like 6'7"? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude at this time.
He's probably a little bit of a work, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was every bit at 270, 280.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say, I was guessing like 285 if I was working at a carnival, I would say 285.
Yeah. You wouldn't be getting the stuff monkey from me, motherfucker.
Are you trying to tell me you don't work at a carnival?
Well, not as a weight guesser. Maybe as a strong man.
Somebody's got to run the strongman show, dude.
Yeah. But
he makes all these weights.
I just love how they just put over the heel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've kind of like learned from like multiple podcasts is like just putting over that fucking heel clean, you know, and that puts some steam on them.
I'm a huge fan of that. Some days the bad guy's just better.
Yeah.
Like the whole the go home of Chavo and Ray, where like he has them like in the stretch muffler, he has them in the single leg, he has them in the full crab. Like there was a good point where I was like, oh, this motherfucker's gonna tap.
Yeah.
Like right when he swats the ring and he pulls him back, like, oh no, they're gonna tap a baby out in this, and that's I don't like a baby tapping.
I don't either.
But I love a baby losing clean because sometimes you're just not as good as the other person that day.
Because of whatever
circumstances. Reason, your knee's all fucked.
Yeah.
He didn't cheat to beat you. Your just knee's fucked. It's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. And in this situation, it was just a set of circumstances that took the belt off Eddie. And I remember when this happened, in my fandom, and I remember being at the OVW tryout camp one of the things they said in the entry day speech is they were talking about how WWE is going to start focusing more on wrestling, and that's why they put the belt on Benoit and Guerrero at the time, and they're going to focus more on wrestling. And then I remember like when I was watching as a fan during this particular time in 2004 when this podcast recording takes place.
Yeah. When I was watching this a couple days ago.
Right now.
Tonight.
Hearing JBL win, I go, oh, fuck, they lost confidence in Eddie.
Yeah.
But then I find out years later, Eddie was like realized he had no opponents because of the brand split.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we need to build a new heel, put it on JBL. And I'm like, oh, well, that just shows how unselfish and fucking cool Eddie Guerrero was.
Yeah.
And so now knowing that texture to it, now coming to, because I didn't see this match when it happened. I didn't get this pay-per-view. Sorry, Mordecai versus Hardcore Holly wasn't enough to get my money out.
You were busy this past weekend. You couldn't see the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because I saw
2004.
because I saw Judgment Day earlier, where I saw Mordecai versus Scotty Tuhati, and I go, nope, I think I'm done with branded pay-per-views. I'll stick to SummerSlam, I'll stick to Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, but some of these branded ones I'm gonna skip out on. And then I saw this, and I was immediately mad afterwards, which is the way you're supposed to feel after a fucking heel.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they doing this to Eddie? Fuck, this sucks. So,
Fucking Mark.
yep. I was definitely a big Mark at that time.
Yeah.
I was a Mark in trunks.
Mark and Trunks.
So, anything else we have to say
Weird
about
green trunks. The man did weird things with my pecker.
this? This was Mr. Elite,
Oh.
Jake Manning. I was wearing black and a white singlet where you could definitely see my pecker.
Yeah.
Like-
Hell yeah,
Heck
dog.
City, baby. Mm-hmm. I tucked my dick up.
Speaking of tucking your dick up, match number 8.
Hey, and that's how you do
That is
it.
how we're going on that, everybody. Welcome to 2004. Go fuck yourself. Blowjob!
Hey, let's go to the Matchbox 20 concert.
Speaking of blowjob,
The Undertaker takes on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions and the Dudley Boys.
trying to do what's right.
Fucking weird as fuck.
Did not like.
And also too, it's like these guys are technically on the same side with each other, and like nobody knows what the right thing is to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nobody.
Well, I mean, we established what it is finally.
Oh, yeah, it's suck a dick.
But then, we've established that.
We've done far more work than what they did in the paper.
Yeah.
They left way more questions.
welcome.
We gave way more answers. Were they correct answers? No, but they're the answers we got. They're the answers we got.
I mean, they gave an answer, and it was just to lay down. But when he didn't do it, they gave him a little bit of concrete. But at one point, when he just starts running a fucking shine on him, Paul Heyman's pretty cool with everything going on.
Yeah.
A couple of times he does that.
Yeah, like we're supposed to build drama, and we're doing this for 15 minutes. Will we or won't we?
I thought it should be more of a thing of they turn it on.
Yeah.
And it is a slow pull.
Yeah.
And he has to get there to cut it off.
Yeah.
Or do the right thing and just let this man go. End your ties to the world. And that's it. And so, and they just stop him the entire time. This whole start thing builds, drama and then just fucking kiboshes drama.
But they have to do it that way because they recorded the Paul Bearer stuff earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And they...
Wait, which Paul Bearer stuff?
Of him in
the close-up shot, that was recorded in that building earlier in the day.
So then what did the fans see?
The fans saw a stunt double.
Yeah.
Really?
In there.
How can you make a stunt double of that man? That's
they
like two
did.
stunt doubles.
Have you seen the movie The Nutty Professor?
And they piped in the part where it got in over his head, and they were supposedly this guy was supposed to be able to hold it underneath for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And so they recorded ahead of time. It didn't even go 3 minutes, so that's why you only get the 30-second shot of it being above his head.
Okay.
And so it all kinds of fucked, and I'm sure Vince could have came up with a different way to do this, but he wasn't there.
Wow.
And so this is what we get. That's why you get the wide shots with him in the background, and you don't really see those wide shots until the concrete's up to the chin. But if you keep it going, it could run at a different rate.
It did. It definitely did.
So you don't want to. Doing it during very slow the rest of the thing would have been tough. So logistically, we can't do it the way that's most compelling. But Vince could have found a different way to do this. I'm assuming.
I think they could have just built a different sort of box.
Where it comes out the bottom as you're
Well, not
pumping
even
it
so
in.
much that. Maybe that to kind of keep the levels weird. But I think just he sits in a box, basically within a box, and what is filling up is 3 sides. And he's in an alcove.
That would have been
That
fucking
is smart.
ingenious.
That's very smart.
But they wouldn't have been able to do that over the shoulder shot.
Yeah.
That would have been the only.
But they only did
or
that.
Or they could have put
at the
him
end.
a real box within a box where he's in this smaller box and everything's filling around him, even on the backside.
Yeah.
But if you had like a small box for him to sit in, his big ass, so like a 4-foot square, let's say.
Yeah, and you're only filling
and then
outside
like a 6-foot square outside of that. So all you're filling up is like a 1.5 feet around. But that would also be a timing thing. It would fill up really fast because there's not all that area. There's other ways you could have done it.
I mean, one word, hologram.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think our hologram technology here in 2004 is pretty
You
good.
throw Tupac in there. And you're good.
Have you seen the Pepsi commercials we're doing at the Super Bowl?
But no, what you're proposing, I'm like, that's not a bad
Yeah.
idea. You do lose that one shot, and you want to see.
But that one shot wasn't seen by the crowd. I think one guy shits on the fact that's a stunt double.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that is the way to do it.
Maybe they tried it and it didn't
Yeah.
come off as well.
I mean,
I don't know. Who knows?
I wasn't there this past weekend at Great American Bash. So,
Yeah, we didn't see
Great
it.
weekend.
So.
yeah, we were doing other things.
But yeah, it all just it was all fucking weird, and just it being a handicap match, and then like Undertaker beating your tag team champion.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
When the match comes to an end, it's just kind of all right. It's over now.
And then Undertaker being like, "Nah, dude, I'm still
Yeah.
Yeah,
murdering
what was
you."
that? Why did you...
Like that was I don't know what happens after this. Do you know what happens with that?
He's still a babyface after this.
Oh, good. And do we just write off Paul Bearer?
Yeah,
or-
well, part of the reason they need to get rid of Paul Bearer is because he's having a lot of issues with his weight.
I have to say that.
And it's funny that Paul Bearer says Undertaker, you're the only one who could save me, when in fact WWE, they took him off the road, got him a special surgery to get his weight under control, put him in a nutritionist. And I remember Paul Bearer kind of did the Q&A circuit and the convention circuit after this, and Paul Bearer would openly say, WWE saved my life.
Wow.
He goes, I'm not going to say anything bad about them because they got the surgery for me. They got me on nutrition. They basically saved my life and got my weight under control.
Mm-hmm.
And this was them getting him out so he can take care
Go
of
and
that.
do that.
Yeah, so it's funny. He said, you're the one who can save me, when really WWE saved his life.
It kind of felt like they do this shot at the very end of when they're he does takes the knee to Paul Bearer.
Mm-hmm.
They do this weird shot that kind of opens up and you see the Undertaker's face off center, and then you see the lever right there in the middle. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, you
I figured that's what was going to happen, but the way that they just framed that up, it was like ta-da before he even was about to do it.
Yeah. And
It really kind of gave away.
I think Vince would have because I've always talked about this too when I did Extra Talent, seeing Vince telling people where to be, where the camera's going to be. He's got a monitor, so he's telling the camera when to be, telling the talent where to be. If you had Vince there, this probably looks a little bit differently, but when we see this the way it is, it's not great.
Yeah.
But also too, your box idea is great, but at the same time too, they hired a guy who supposedly could hold his breath for 3 minutes.
He could get
So-
30 seconds.
Yeah, and you only got 30 seconds. So just that's the way fucking wrestling is when you fucking do something ornate.
Yeah.
On an indie show or in the biggest promotion
of
there
course.
is. So
And this is also 2 days after the fact, so it's really easy to be a quarterback nowadays.
yeah. And,
water cooler quarterback here.
yeah, and I just was listening to a podcast about King of the Ring 1994, which is regarded as a bad pay-per-view, and that was another one where Vince wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I just find
He's too smart not
Dude's
to
a
be there.
genius.
so
yeah.
which just goes to show the genius of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
If he's not there, the show goes bad, and we wonder why he's a control freak.
Yeah, right.
We wonder why Cody has got
Yeah.
such a crawl up his ass with WWE, and we wonder why Vince is such a control freak. This show will point to
That's
both.
why he hates sneezes. You
Yeah.
just can't have it.
Yeah, see, won't put up with any of it. But Alex, you've put up with this entire show. What are your thoughts on the entire show?
To be honest, it started out kind of not this show, but I mean the American Bash, right? I mean that was. It started out real strange, seeing how John Cena is extremely famous now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And kind of seeing a time capsule of
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, we could put this promo on Twitter, and he could lose a lot of
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
Because he wrote that. There's articles. People will say like, no, John Cena wrote all of his raps, so you can't just blame that on writers.
Which is like, maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So
But then it started off strong, and then the middle was a little weak. I like the chick on chick action. I mean, sue me.
Yeah.
it's 2004.
Yeah, it's
You
2004.
can like it if you want.
Right? This is the first podcast ever. It's 2004.
Yeah.
And then
We are kind of on the forefront of podcast right
Yeah,
now.
we're way before Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais. We're way before them.
Way before the McElroy brothers.
yeah, exactly. And then I don't know. I think JBL. I liked him. I knew I shouldn't like him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I got what he was doing.
You
And
picked up
I
the
liked
score.
his action.
Yeah.
I liked that.
You got the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the end of it. I like
Put
the
him
whole
over on
thing.
Twitter. That's what we do with heels now. Is we
Yeah,
put him
let's
over
talk
on
about how
Twitter.
great him and MJF is.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I know who MJF is here in 2004.
We don't.
What?
He,
What's Twitter?
I've never heard of. What is that? Is
Yeah.
that a bird?
Bird.
Guys, we should have been a thing where all you can do is talk 160 characters to other people.
We should do that.
Let's do it now.
Zane, any more thoughts about the show?
2004 is a weird year, man. It wasn't as bad. There's such good gems on here
Yeah.
that the overall of this pay-per-view is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the stink of what happens at the end and it being the
Yeah.
last thing. I think if you put this Undertaker thing in the middle of the show, I don't think, and then you end with this bull rope
And
match.
you end with that bull rope match
I
for
think
sure.
I think you look at this pay per view and it
we
completely
still
different
go
light.
out on a bad note, like on a arguable heel note, but it's a way better finish.
Yeah, and I think you changed like your outlook on this. And this is the brand split pay per views. They were a lot like this because they were looking for. They basically had all the stars they needed, and they just cut them down to half.
And they have to also cover 2 months of story with one pay-per-view now rather than 1 month, since it's Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown.
And this
So they
is like
gotta
the
wrap
second
up
or
2 months
third
of
one,
things and-
second or third branded
Yeah.
pay per view. So like, yeah, I mean, get off the jack a little bit. So
Damn, WWE's best thing's ever going to happen to you people. You calm down.
exactly, like this.
There's no way another wrestling company will ever come up. It's 2004. Let me stand on my soapbox.
WCW closed.
Yeah,
There'll never be another
only
competitor.
one.
No more ECW.
Oh, no.
The TNA is a distant
Yeah.
second
Jericho's
to
not doing
default.
anything.
You'll never need anything more than Paul Heyman. Mark my words.
Paul Heyman, and don't even think about Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
He's done. He's
done
toast.
for.
Never
you-
coming back again.
This is the best we're ever going to see Billy Gunn look.
Absolutely.
Mordecai for life!
Pale Rider for life.
Well, on that note,
What do you think, Jake?
I think, Alex, this is coming out this Thursday, 4th of July, the year 2004.
Yep, up on board.
Let people know if you got any shows
I think we should
coming
actually.
up.
I think we should put this in a capsule
Yeah.
till about the year 2019
That sounds
Okay.
great.
and see how it holds up.
Okay, we should
So
do
if you
that.
know anything going on in 2019,
Yeah.
Yeah, in July past
Let me look at the tea
4th.
leaves real quick.
yeah.
Yeah. I've
Well, I mean, you're
got-
such a good comedian that you have dates booked for the next 15 years.
You fucking laugh, but I spent all fucking day booking shit like 6 months in advance.
Hey, brother,
Fuck you.
I get it. No, I'm a wrestler. I know.
Oh yeah. Really, the main thing I want to plug. I guess the 13th of July, opened up for Sean Finnerty.
Yeah,
at,
good for you, man.
Petra's. Yeah, so come through. It'll be a
Yeah.
good show.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, every Wednesday, Trainwreck Comedy, Crown
course.
Station, Revolt Comedy, the first
First
Monday,
Monday of the month.
at Heist Brewery. Follow them on at Revolt Comedy on Instagram and Twitter. Mostly Instagram. Instagram's probably the most fun with you
Yeah.
guys. I enjoy it. It's a fun follow. Just follow. Zane, what do you got post July 4th,
2019.
2019?
I'm really hoping that one day, like, cosplay wrestling will take off.
Okay.
And I feel that if it does, at that time, I'll be with you, hopefully, in my heart of hearts. Maybe I'll make another friend before 2019, the younger brother type.
Smells like farts.
All the time. All the time.
Smells like the hot tub in this pay-per-view.
That basically is the walking epitome of the Great American Bash hot tub. We'll be in Miami, Florida for FSCW and the Galaxy SuperCon. No, I'm sorry, it's the SuperCon. It's the last one. So we'll be there, and then I get back in time to go to Tennessee for another convention that is wrestling related.
Which is the 12th.
That is the 12th and 13th. I don't know
I'm just there the 12th.
Okay. No, I'm there. One day is the show and one day is the convention.
Are you staying for the convention part?
I believe that is the Caleb thing. I'm just going.
Okay.
So
well,
whatever
I have to come back because I have a comedy show at a country
I
club
would
the 13th.
fucking love to not have to be there.
You can come with me. We can ride home.
I can't leave Caleb behind.
He's bringing his girlfriend.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck him. He can stay behind.
Yeah.
I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, he's bringing his girlfriend for that whole weekend.
He must be in trouble. And then at the very end of the month, we will have the Raleigh GalaxyCon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have to come back early because we're wrestling some old Japanese man from this coming up weekend. So,
You mean a legend, which is the name of the show, PWX Legend, July 7th, where the Revolt takes on John Schuyler, Ethan Case, and Jushin Thunder Liger.
Suzuki, whatever his name was, Hiroki Suzuki.
We're doing that at Park Center. So if you're listening to us in timely fashion, please go buy tickets for that for the Grady Cole Center at the old Park Center. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's going to be a really, 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 really good show. So make sure you come up for that. I will be doing the Fanboy Convention in Knoxville on the 12th. Then I have a comedy show here in the Charlotte area at some country club. I think it's a private event, so I don't need to plug that. But then I have to then go back to the Knoxville area for NGW that same Sunday.
Wait, so you're going to leave Knoxville and come back?
Yep.
I
am because I hate myself.
Yeah. Hey, at least it's the closest place in Tennessee.
Also, before that, I had the All Organic Comedy Show July 9th. If you listen to this in timely fashion. Also, I will be back wrestling for Northeast Wrestling July 19th and 20th. Then I will be wrestling for Wrestling Revolver July 26th, that last Friday of July, and then back for the Raleigh GalaxyCon, and then August there'll be plenty of notice for that, and then the dates that are upcoming with that. I've got a triple shot with Northeast Wrestling right in the middle of August, so just go to northeastwrestling.com or just follow me on Twitter at ManScoutManning. But if you want to tweet at me when Twitter is invented, not in 2004 where we reside, you can tweet me at ManScoutManning on Instagram and on Twitter. Email me at jake@sslshow.com. Log on to howdidthisgetbooked.com. I have all my merch there, and that is available. I know I've been a little bit behind on updating howdidthisgetbooked.com. I think I am like 3 episodes back, but as soon as I get back from this SuperCon, the website will be updated, and I'll be pushing some information about that and should have everything updated for upcoming episodes there. I know I've been behind on that, so I do apologize. But you guys have been doing a great job on leaving reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you so much to Shy Animal 17 and Bobby T from @ThisToyLife. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube. Also, we are now available on Spotify. Make sure you log on to sixsquirrelstudio.com for all your audio needs. Don will make you sound real good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of How Did This Get Booked?
Woo!
Ooh.